What up, world? So it's already been around 3 to 4 months since without sports and NBA basketball, leading to sports shows such as an FS1 First Things First with Mr. Chris Broussard as well as Nick Wright to really address scenarios when it comes to the playoffs, when it comes to legacies, when it comes to the regular season, and such forth. So today they're going to be going over the playoffs. Everyone's pretty much in the Western Conference, got the Lakers and Clippers. There could be a couple dark horse teams. We'll see if they mention them or not. I already have my claim. In the beginning of the season, I actually did have the Lakers go against the Houston Rockets. I thought the Clippers would probably loosen them in the second round. The Clippers actually have reloaded to where they brought in Marcus Morris Jr., Reggie Jackson, Joakim Noah, added on veterans that have been waived. So good, kudos to them. They're most likely going to make the Western Conference now. So that'll be a story of LA versus LA, even though it won't be in LA and Orlando. There won't be any fans as of right now. It'll still be a great storyline for everyone to watch in the NBA and as NBA fans itself. Eastern Conference, in the beginning of the season, I had the Milwaukee Bucks against the Philadelphia 76ers. That's not the case with the Sixers. They've been a disappointment, as well as Elton Brand's offseason moves did not justify team chemistry and a mesh. But it's looking like as of right now, the Celtics and the Raptors, I'm going to stick with that. The Boston Celtics are a dark horse. I would be surprised if they make the conference finals. It wouldn't be a big surprise, but if they go against the Raptors second round, that can go either way, especially when there's a bubble league now and you have quarantine. That throws off a lot of scenarios. So we can see in the playoffs, there could be a lot of upsets. Who knows? We'll have to check it out, especially with rest, mentality not working out, no fans. It's all over the place.
I don't think that
let's
picked
jump
right off.
into
Look,
here
the
and I'll give my
Lakers were
take.
playing great basketball all year. Remember, they started 24-3. Other than this little 4-game losing streak in the middle of the season, they were playing tremendous basketball the whole way through. I have no doubts about LeBron James. He looked like a slimmer Kimbo Slice in those pictures. But no problem, no questions about LeBron.
Yeah, bro. When it comes to LeBron James and his new pictures, he's got the little patches on the left and right side of his beard, a little gray, a little white in there. Man, he's going Kumbo crazy when it comes to it. May have to bring back the bandana. But yeah, I think this has been good for LeBron James. Now seeing to where he does have those patches in his hair, we don't know with Father Time. Even if he does have rest, it would still slow him down a bit. We have to see how it comes. But good thing with LeBron, he has fully transitioned to a point guard to where he doesn't need to be that small forward to use his athleticism, slasher, and driving. Especially with this new day and age with the rules in the NBA. LeBron's a locomotive, a freight train. He can be able to easily get to the basket, kick it out, as well as be 6'8" as a point guard and just move the ball.
And mentally, he is in as good a shape as anybody in the league and maybe in the best shape. So he'll be fine. The questions are other players. Avery Bradley is wildly important to this team because of his perimeter defense and his three-point shooting. And Dwight Howard, we know what he brought to them off the bench. Where are they at mentally? Where are their minds at? I'm sure they'll play, but are they focused? Will they be ready? And then Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma has always been, the whole season, it was like, can we get Kuz to accept his role? Can we get Kuz to understand playing winning basketball?
Yeah, with Kyle Kuzma, whenever the trade went down with Anthony Davis, some of us speculated that he could be the quote-unquote third star as a big three on the team. That hasn't been the case. In the beginning of the season, we did see LeBron and AD. They would always click together. Kuzma thought he was part of that kind of big three, that click. He figured out after the first week or two that wasn't the case. And as well as he was injured at the beginning of the season, so he couldn't showcase himself. And he was kind of pushed off as a role player. He did dye his hair blonde, which is very suspect and skeptical. We don't know if there's any background things when it comes to Hollywood and the cold and everything. That's a little more deeper to get into. But with Kyle Kuzma, he came back. He didn't fit with the team. He is running as a quote-unquote sixth man for the team. And he's been very inconsistent when you have LeBron and AD on the floor. They pretty much just move Kyle Kuzma is just pretty much a catch and shooter on the perimeter, kind of like a Kevin Love, Chris Bosh role, but not to that extent because he's more of a small forward, power forward, not a power forward center. But that's when it comes to Kuzma on the team. We still got to figure out if Avery Bradley and Dwight Howard are going to accept the Orlando invitation to play on the bubble team, to where they'll be playing on June 24th, or will they would have to accept or not. So a lot of questions are in the air.
4 months
right now. It's just
away
speculation.
is not going to necessarily help that. So where is Kuzma when he comes back mentally? Because look, LeBron and AD 1 and 2, nobody in the league can beat that. But when I look at the Clippers and some other teams, it's their depth that they may have that could give the Lakers some issues. So what's the Lakers' depth going to look at like? That's really the only question.
I mean, Lakers have depth. Their whole makeup of the team, I think they're 82% there of the way. I still think they would win the championship this season. I still have that. I think for the next following season, you should look to bring in a Chris Paul as an established third option. I think that'll be a great fit for their team. You do have a lot of 1 years for this season right now with, for example, Rajon Rondo, I believe KCP, Avery Bradley, Caruso, Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, Markieff Morris. I mean, you have around 8 players at least with 1-year deals. They could walk. So if they do, if you have the cap space, maybe look to execute a trade with Kyle Kuzma, probably 2 first-rounders, maybe even throw in, KCP or kind of a bigger contract to get a Chris Paul to reestablish if they're going to actually go back-to-back, let alone a three-peat at the end of LeBron's career. I think that's something they should really heavily look into. But right now with the Lakers, they have a nice makeup of a team. In real life, on paper, I'm not too confident. Going against the Clippers, I still do have the Lakers winning. I think this is more of a storyline and matches up to LeBron's career. People can they can speculate on that. It is what it is. That's my prediction. I have the Lakers over the Bucks in the finals. It is what it is within that. But pretty much the question here is, will LeBron and the Lakers cruise to the finals? No way. In the first round, if they go against the Grizzlies, yeah, they'll cruise. They'll win 4 games, easy sweep. Second round, they're probably going to go against either the Jazz or Thunder. That'll be 5 games. That's going to be pretty simple. Actually, the challenges will occur is going to be the conference finals and finals. They'll pretty much, let alone go against the Clippers. That's going around 6 to 7 games. I think more likely 7. And as well as the finals against the Bucks. If that is most likely the case, that's going around at least 6 games.
Nick, I'm a little bit worried as you're the resident Lakers fan on the panel. I'd be a little bit worried about the Lakers gauntlet that they could be facing here. If we could throw it up, look, I think the Trailblazers are going to sneak into that 8th spot. So then you got Damian Lillard and CJ to deal with. Then I think.
What? No. Oh, man. No, the Blazers are not making the playoffs. Damian Lillard's already mentally checked out. I doubt if he even plays. If a team does make the 8th seed, that's not the Grizzlies. It's going to be the New Orleans Pelicans. The
Jazz are going to fall. The Rockets are going to rise. Now you got James Harden. There could even be like seed manipulation with the Rockets saying like, boom, let's push. Let's get right to the Lakers. Let's try to get them right out of the.
No, like I said before, the first round they're going to go against either Grizzlies or Pelicans. Most likely the Grizzlies. Second round, Jazz or Thunder. Most likely probably going to be around the Jazz. I think the Rockets will finish off with the 6th seed, not the 5th, which will benefit. A Rockets-Clippers second round series would be energetic and amazing. That's what I had in the beginning of the season. They would play together. I think the Rockets, that can go probably 7 games. The Rockets actually have their way. It's a pretty nice matchup against the Clippers because the only Clippers big they pretty much have is Zubac. That's actually a good conversation for another day. But no, the Lakers are really going to be looking to the Clippers and
then
Bucks,
you got Kawhi and Paul George. So I think the reward for the number 1 seed is actually a pretty daunting gauntlet.
So listen, that would be what you have laid out there. That would be the toughest possible path, and I totally get that. It's also, though, in play that in the first round they have the Grizzlies, in the second round they have the Thunder, and in the third round they have the Nuggets. Everyone's just assuming the Clippers are going to get there. I need to see it to believe it. But even if the Clippers do get there, they could be facing the Rockets in round 2. They also could be facing, as you mentioned, Utah, Oklahoma City. We'll see how that shakes out. They can't control that. But here's what they can control. They have the single best leader in the entire sport in LeBron, and they have a very veteran.
I'm not going to go too much in this. When LeBron was on Cleveland, no, it was chaos, confusion, stress, anarchy, crazy. When LeBron was in Miami, and as well as the Lakers here now, yeah, he's been a leader. But when LeBron had his own way in Cleveland, it was just chaos. But when LeBron's actually checked, like in Miami, actually placing the foundation in a system, and there's actually hierarchy when it comes to coaching staff, as well as Pat Riley, the general manager and owner. Yeah, they put LeBron in check. The Lakers, a little more lenient, but LeBron is on his good behavior because Anthony Davis could potentially leave in free agency. So LeBron has to play his, good boy, good teammate card,
Both
which
of
is kind of
those
holding him
things,
back.
in my mind, position them as well as a team can be positioned for this unprecedented circumstance. They also, unlike Broussard's beloved favorite team from childhood, it would appear, Los Angeles Clippers, they didn't make massive changes at the deadline. They know exactly who their team is. Markieff Morris is the only real buyout addition they made as far as someone that's going to play rotational minutes. Aside from that, they know exactly what they're doing. And because unlike the Clippers or the Rockets or any other team in the West that could be jostling for seeding, the Lakers, Broussard, are going to be the 1 seed no matter what. So that means they can treat these 8 games in a different way than any of these other teams can. They can just basically use them as tune-ups for the postseason because they don't have to worry about falling into a position where it's like, oh man, we don't want to play Houston in round 1, or we don't want to play the Clippers in round 1, whatever it is. So for all those reasons, I feel they are as well positioned as a team can be. You, meanwhile, look like you just bit into a bad peach. So what happened there?
I'm going to let Chris Broussard go here. I'm actually going to put a part 2 to this video. Listen, the Lakers are chilling. LeBron knows what he's doing. They're around 3 games ahead of the 1st seed. They're going to keep that number 1 spot, especially LeBron going for that MVP of the regular season. He's going to crank it up within these 8 games. I expect the Lakers, the first 2 rounds in the playoffs, it's going to be pretty similar easily. I think more of the conference finals and finals, it's actually going to ramp up to where we'll see them uncomfortable at times, but I see them to get through. But, I'm going to end off here, and we'll start on part 2.